Tata Curve ka trendsetter SUV ka bawandar kalapoy ha Shillong. Wan ban test drive ka coupe SUV paninggong ekari ani pila ban phone tiki number bala ay harum.
State Security Commission ne SSC mentakasngi kala Iathir Jylliew pha ban telecom yak Jylliew ki kam Beain hagni Jylla udukhot jong commission ubade unongilam jong liang pasha Dr. Mukul sangmau long baka commission kala ta shibun yaki kam ki bayade bat ki kam Beain par ka jingsngan yak Jylla lai kranru yaki kam ki bayade pakatmat pulet pat ka rukom Traikam jongka kamtam ki ba persang ban penken riang ya ka an de ki breu ki badon hakabor bat ka jeng don benta jong ki pulit bat ki bale Beain bat le Shillong ya ki bam don hakaliang ki breu ki badon hakabor Dr. Mukul ulong bagi pulit ire ban pet ki pai ba kum ki parlok ki ba kem tang ya ki runar ne ki bale ye ki kam Beain Kanang banwanra ye ka jing jan ka jing Iathir ka longru halor ka jing klan jong ka tanat pulit kamtam ka jing don jong ki pulit kum ki police station bat ka sorkar ka dei ban pelong ya ka jing penrong kam ha ka rukom ka state bat ka rukom ka batista ban penslam ka tanat pulit ka dei ru ban long ka bakhoj bat ka balai loj ban long ka long penwet bat ban bu jing ya ki pai ba.
So the State Security Commission meeting was held today, and we had a very in-depth discussion pertaining to few issues. And though there are a number of issues which were taken up in the agenda, but most importantly, few issues which revolves around improving the efficiency of the whole police organization vis-a-vis the mandate of the law to all the authorities under the organization, vis-a-vis their responsibility towards better policing, ensuring peace and tranquility, keeping in mind the unfolding challenges with instances of rising crimes, which can culminate into bigger organized crime. So these issues have been discussed, and to how to create a deterrence by utilizing the resources available with the organization. In other words, to also see that the police organization utilizes the resources within the command of the organization optimally to achieve that direction which is designed by the law itself to fulfill the mandate of the law, because Meghalaya State Police Act 2010 is quite exhaustive, quite directional, and therefore the mandate of the law, giving the delegation of power to the DGP, to the SP, all these things are all well indicated and well defined. So how to ensure that all this intent of increasing the efficiency of policing, keeping in mind all the challenges and other obstacles around, how they can ensure that. And there are many obstacles. There are many instances where organization also get influenced, by external forces, including political, social, or even other forces. Maybe even the people who organize a kind of organized groups, a cartel. All these things these are nothing new. Okay, what has happened over the years. If it has not happened here, is there any reason for us to be apprehensive of similar kind of things happening here? Therefore, what should be our proactive measures to ensure that we don't see what we see elsewhere in respect of all deterioration of law and order, or otherwise, the lawlessness and other instances of organized crime, etc., etc. Therefore, many issues, many factors actually trigger that. Many factors also create a situation wherein this kind of organized crime start becoming more and more pronounced, and then you have a problem. So how to prevent, and also how to ensure deterrence. Then another important thing that we have discussed is also because we have known over the years, it is not something which is new. So based on our past experiences and knowledge which is based on the past experiences, there are important areas of concern which also revolves around trying to take leverage upon closeness or proximity with authorities in police, at the level of police stations, at the level of police outposts, and somehow create a situation where they'll end up abusing their power. For the case in hand, we are specific towards such reports coming from the plain areas of West Garo Hills, Southwest Garo Hills, all these areas. So there are instances where good officers who are posted in those police stations, though they have not been to that extent defiled by that kind of environment, do get dragged into the same vicious cycle of all, the informed irregularities of abuse of authorities and power. So this is something which need to be corrected, and this also is again by law binding on the officers concerned. So the law provides both the mandate and responsibility for the DGP and for the SPs, and therefore how in sync with the mandate and intent of the law, all these things can be enforced in such a way so that police is found as a friend of the society and is not influenced by partiality or some kind of organization which can be subjected to manipulation by people who are in the vicious cycle of doing it. In the past it has happened, it is still continuing, so there is a need to put an end to this. So this is something which has been discussed today. And another, the whole mapping of the resources, including the resources in terms of the manpower, because number of police stations and outposts are actually running with depleted number of manpower. That means the total sanction strength of the respective police outposts and police stations and other establishments are running at almost at 60% capacity, 50% capacity, and these are not good, because when you are approving and according sanction in terms of the manpower strength for any police station or police establishment anywhere in the state, you are taking into cognizance all other aspects. The need to protect any police station or police establishment existing across the state can be a potential target of attack by any other inimical forces. You have seen it in Jaintia Hills, you have seen it even in Shillong. So if these things can happen in the state capital, then you have to be obviously aware of the possibilities of similar kind of adventurism by any groups of criminals, and therefore ensure that the police establishment across the states are not seen as vulnerable. Rather, they should be seen as imposing, as powerful, so that they create a sense of deterrence. So these things are important, and therefore the recruitment comes. The issue of leaving the vacancies for a long time is not a good thing, because all these posts which have been sanctioned and the resultant vacancy because of retirement, because of promotion, whatever has happened. But then the fact is that the whole sanction post is designed to meet the demand of each police establishment, whether it is police outpost, whether it is police station, whether it is any other establishment like police infiltration checkpoint, or whether it is the office of the SP. So every single post that has been sanctioned is determined by the justification of the actual requirement. So any depletion of the forces in terms of the manpower should be promptly taken cognizance of, and should be done good by filling up the posts. Therefore, recruitment must be regular. I am not talking about new sanctions of posts, but I am talking about the vacancies which exist, and every vacancy there must be recruitment every year, because you cannot meet the overall cumulative number of vacancies. If you allow it to get accumulated over a period of time, then you will have a problem. Not only a problem, you also deprive who are willing to serve the state, who are willing to serve the people by being a member of the police organization. Allow them this privilege. Why you ask him to wait for 3, 4, 5 years? So I think these are something which goes beyond our intent of ensuring that every police establishment across the state are with full capacity in terms of their manpower strength, and at the same time also to ensure that all the vacancies that takes place over the years are promptly filled up so that youth get privilege of being able to join with the government in serving the people. By allowing people to be part of the whole government institutions, by being an employee in the government organization. So allow these privileges to the youth. If you are looking at what I'm saying is that it need to be looked at seriously from the perspective of how there are forces who tend to influence the people who are posted in different areas across the state, particularly in the western part of the state, where police establishments are being used to settle their personal scores. Police establishments are also the authorities who are posted in these police establishments are being abused to create some kind of system where people suppress and oppress people who don't belong to their particular, in different way, even sometimes politically. But this trend is wrong because in our given democracy, political parties will come and go. Sometimes some political parties will be in power. Subsequently, some other political power may be in the power. But what is required to be avoided is because this trend, if allowed to continue, then the perception of the people will be such that okay, we can manipulate and we can misuse this power if we are in the government. Let us put an end to that thoughts and ideas. No, I have taken cognizance of. I have flagged this issue, and then the commission has taken cognizance of this requirement because the law is very clear. It is it is binding on the part of the government to have this State Security Commission meeting every 3 months. Okay, so today we have discussed this, and then it has been agreed that this meeting will, from now on, be held every 3 months.